So I did do a video on this, which I got for my birthday from my wife. Limited edition Gretsch G5420TG. I was going to do a video showing this thing off, but I wasn't sure which was the right amp sim to use. A lot of people use this for like metal and stuff. I'm an indie guy, so I want to kind of show you guys what Orange sounds like to me from an indie perspective. So I've got the Wombats, I've got Arctic Monkeys, and I have got Oasis as well, because Oasis did use Orange amps for a little while. So I'm very, very surprised at how realistic this thing sounds. It actually sounds like kind of like a real amp, to be honest with you, and I think that's how they made it. So let's cut the chit chat. So that's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guitar through the new Plug-in Alliance Orange amp sim from Brainworx. Right, okay, so let's start off. So the first group I'm going to be doing is going to be Arctic Monkeys. This setting, I just did a high input, clean. I've not got the master that hard, obviously don't want to get that much gain. And then I have full treble, the mid's just over halfway, bass at full, and then on the master, kind of like quite high, kind of just really cranking the treble and the bass, and I get this really clean sound. This is basically from the top of my head what I could remember about Arctic Monkeys' first album. So this is just the clean stuff. I think it's When the Sun Goes Down and what I could remember of Mardy Bum. Those are like the two ones that I remember playing clean. So let's hear what that sounds. Normally I should have probably played it with the original Gretsch, but I want to show off the sound of the new Electromatic as well. So as you can hear, it's not that clean, so I did have to like crank the treble and stuff. But there's a clean sound. This is basically trying to emulate the sound of the microphones picking up the amp. So that was that. I think that was pretty close, to be fair. I mean, that's normally what I think about when I think Arctic Monkeys. So another indie band that I was quite surprised about was the Wombats. I was actually struggling to find indie groups that use Orange amps. So Wombats did use it, and I'm pretty sure the guys still use it to this day. But for this one, what I did was I utilised, let's see, it was Orange 2x12. I've got it on the high input again, this time on the dirty channel. And again, I think I just started off at a preset and then found my way and mucked about with it. Treble, again, like treble cranked. And I don't know if that's the way they used them, but again, another Strat user. I'm pretty sure the guy in the Wombats used the Strat. So again, I'm having to crank the treble because of the filtertrons. So this is how the Wombats sound. So I don't even know if they use the pedal, but think of this as like your indie high gain sound. So as you can hear, it's kind of like a high-ish gain indie tone. What I would advise is watch the video that I'm away to do, comparing the actual sounds through bias effects of the Gretsch Electromatic with the Diarmans and this Gretsch, because you will hear a big difference. So the last one, now this was quite difficult, was Oasis. Now Oasis, Noel Gallagher did use Orange for a little while. I've done a little bit of research, and I think he had like his own Noel Gallagher Orange amp made because he really liked a certain Orange amp. So they made him, and I'm pretty sure it was close to this actually. And they made him up his own amp, and he used it during the Standing on the Shoulders of Giants kind of time. So the only song I could remember was Go Let It Out, because it was so simple. I just kind of made up my own little riff bitty in the middle, but I just kind of half remembered the chords, and then I just did a bit of older Oasis. So this is higher gain. So like English 4x12, and then on this again, like treble cranked on here, but I backed off a little bit on the master. Mids, oh look at this, like oh, I just realised that I had all of them cranked. I'm pretty sure that's the way Noel used to use the amps, was all of them just dialed at 10, but I couldn't do it on the master because it sounded a little bit too harsh. Always using the high input, and then I'm using the dirty. So let's hear what this is. Now this is my interpretation of higher gain indie rock sound. So again, Oasis trying to emulate that kind of Marshall kind of sound. So this was kind of what I was able to get out of it. So apologies for the guitar playing. Genuinely, I had like close to 15 minutes to do this video. I was just like, right, what could I remember off the top of my head? That was all the Oasis I could remember from the top of my head. But again, what you can kind of hear from this amp is, to me, that sounds like a recorded amp. That sounds like, to me, kind of a more of a Marshall style amp. You can hear like that bass cab kind of compression thing kind of going on. It sounds more like a Marshall to me. It sounds like a recorded Marshall through like a SM57, which really interests me, because it means that actually it is genuinely trying to emulate a recorded guitar amp. You get a lot of amps that are kind of out the box. That's not for me. I like to process amp sims as if like I've just had it recorded, and then I could do the EQ and all the processing that I want to add on. I really like that, and I think through those three examples, I think it shows that Brainworx has done a really good job from clean to mid gain to high gain, and I can push this even further if I want. I mean, again, I did not go like any metal stuff. I wanted to show it like as an indie amp, and for all those indie guys, this is a really good tool. And again, it comes free with your Plugin Alliance subscription. Again, what I will say is check out the video on way to do. Again, I said it before about me comparing the original Gretsch to the new Gretsch. I just think that'd be really interesting to hear what the difference is like with the black Filtertrons, the old now discontinued Diarmans, and just the old Gretsch to the new Gretsch. So yes, that was really interesting for me. For all you indie guys, I hope that's brought back a few good memories as well. I really miss those indie days.